Now we're moved back onto the rear quarter on this thing. The panel that's been put in here was put in before the guy that owns it bought it, and it was just quite low in comparison to the original quarter panel. There was quite a dip in here, so I've marked around where, if need be, a pattern panel has to be put in with this orange line. I've got a spare one, and then I've trimmed off this outer section of the arch here to let this panel flex a bit more. What's going to have to happen is their golf arches is the only replacement panels I believe that you can get for them, and they're actually wider than the original Caddy rear arches. You can see at the bottom there, they're a lot less protruding. So what we're going to do is pull this replaced panel out flush with the quarter panel. Once that's done, because this was about 19mm low in this area here, I've just been welding on pulling pads to then draw it out with a sliding hammer, and then I'll take the inner arch that's already been replaced. That'll have to come off. Once that's off, I'll get the sill back on, which I've got sitting off here, get everything lined up and get the new replacement inner arch set to be in line with the golf arch that's going on. So that's the general plan just now, and for a start I've just been pulling these to get this more of a flush finish rather than having to skim it with filler quite so deep. We'll get this drawn out as much as we can and see how it looks. Hopefully I don't have to cut all this off, replace it all. I'm hoping that it's just a case of either the lower part or the flare part of the arch that'll have to be welded back in. So just a way to weld a couple of puller blocks onto here and then draw this out. So this rear quarter is actually pretty much straight. There's not actually any, there's obviously a radius on it down the way, but it's actually a straight edge. I'll let you know if you've got the quarter panel in line or not. I'll see if I can get something to demonstrate how far in it still is. So hopefully the camera's letting you see there's about ½ an inch still of a gap, the arch to come out. The front's not bad. It's almost the opposite way that the panel that's been welded in is further out than the quarter panel. I don't know if you can see, it's a couple of mil. It's nothing too much. We should be able to get that straightened out with a bit of hammering. Chap, chap. That's been a lot of chatting, but we've got it a lot more in line than where it should be. So I'm going to take these off and then we'll get a proper look at it and see exactly where is high and where's low just now. So we'll go and nip those off and then get a look. Right, that's those pulling pads taken off. And I'll get a look. Slightly high in the centre here, but overall that's basically where it needs to be. Slightly low there, but nothing like it was. That bit there still below and above the pin sight is still low. But now that's looking a lot better. I was pulled through with the sliding hammer, but that'll just get welded up. So yeah, no, that's looking good. Happy with that. Ideal. We'll get this centre of this flattened off a bit to bring it in line, and then rip off the inner arch. So we'll take the inner arch off just now, and then it'll let me get the outer arch on, and then the inner arch will be put in to meet the golf arch rather than it not meeting the like it is just now. So yeah, no, it's coming along. We'll go and grab a bite to eat, and then that's the sill all in place. I should get shoved on with this afternoon. Right, so that's the outer arch trimmed back. The inner arch is cut back as well. So we'll get another inner arch ordered up, and then we'll be able to put the new outer arch over it to see how far out we need to bring the inner arch to meet that. Spent a fair bit of time today getting this quarter panel straightened out, so it's a lot better than it was. It will need a skim of filler, but nothing like what it was at before. This is a lot more in line right the way down. A couple of wee bits that I've pulled through, but nothing that won't be easily fixed. So, and that's the inner arch trimmed back as well. So right, that's all we'll do today. That'll be a case of getting parts ordered up, and then getting cracked on with this next week now. So Caddy's getting there now. That's the front end. Done a bit of seam seal around the top of that. All the patches are done up the front here. The previous owner's been adapting the steering rack mounts for, I believe it was a Yaris power steering, and he's been at this as well, so that'll need to get filled back out to take the original boot for that. This side seam sealed as well. I'll get a bit of rust treatment and cleaned up on that, and yeah, get a bit of primer on it. This whole sill's going to be replaced, obviously. I've shown you that in previous videos, but yeah, there'll be a fair bit of work on that side. This rear arch shouldn't be as bad. It's rotten in here, but the plan will be just to take off as little as possible to save interfering with the actual quarter panel. And then this lower section here I've marked out where the lower quarter is going to get replaced, and the same on the inside for that. The inner section will be getting done, and there's holes through here. Get a poke in there, that'll probably end up needing a fair bit of work as well, and that seam there is obviously showing signs of rot, so get a push on with this side once the inner arch. So yeah, no, it's coming together now. Once this is all sorted out, we'll get the sill welded in and then just work my way around. So yeah, thanks for watching. Any comments are appreciated, along with likes and subscribers. It's nice to see some folks starting to follow the channel, so that's good. Really pleased to see that, so nice one. Right, we'll see you next time. Cheers.